Hello everyone and welcome to a round 5 match at the Huddersfield Sheriff. Last round of the Swiss before we go into the top 8. Both players here are on 2 wins and 2 losses, so a win here likely to get them into the top 8. So Jimmy's playing Destination Row on the right against David playing the Arsenal on the left. So looking to see some miracles. Went into the town square after winning low ball there, so that's going to stop the Destination Row job. Whoever runs the Destination Row job, it would have to be Angelica, and with someone else. Obviously, Angelica would have to rejoin using her ability. Both jokers in David's hands there, not a good hand. Pearl Handy Revolver going on to Makayo, so that's going to help Jimmy in his shootout. Stoker's Sabre going on System Aries, so increasing the value and can be unbooted to. It can be booted to unboot a spell and reused again, so like to be used with some of the miracles. Holy Roller and Shield of Faith, probably the most likely. They're both very good shootout cards, and unbooting them and using them again is going to be very useful. Jimmy just having a think here. I think he's thinking about running the Destination Road job, hasn't got a lot of money. And he really needs to run the Destination Road job in order to make a lot of money. He makes 1 money a turn if with income, but if he loses low ball, that reduces to 0. So the only way of getting any money is to do the Destination Road job or lose some of those characters who offer some income. Jacqueline to town square, so she's going to be used to defend against the job, become a stud as well. So both players passing. Jimmy doesn't fancy the Destination Road job just yet, so I imagine he doesn't have a strong enough shootout hand that he wants to play. So we're going to day 2. Jacks and Kings, I think David's next running. 3s and 7s on Jimmy at least, and probably 5s as well, seeing Pancho there. So 3, 5 and 7 on Jimmy against I think Jacks, Kings and possibly 9s, maybe 7s, I'm not sure, from David. Not seeing enough of the cards just yet. So David's passing, first action. He's happy at the moment. Can't see any miracles there in his hand, so doesn't want to see Travis moving to town square. I imagine this is Jimmy setting up for a Destination Road job. So Milk's joining. Makayo's joining. System Aries going to town square. Not going to get the bonus from Stoker's Sabre at the moment, because that Pearl Honey Revolver is in the hands of Makayo. Angelica moving to town square. So Jimmy is calling out Jacqueline. David accepts. David gets the first. So I think Posse's is everyone in the town square at the moment. So both Jake's staying at home to keep up the influence. So Wendy sending home Milt. No point in sending home Angelica, she'll just come back. But Milt is going to offer some strong stub bullets. Pin down on Angelica, so that's going to put Makayo probably as the shooter. Travis is the shooter, so it's going to be 2 draw and 2 stud. So 4 stud for David against 2 draw, 2 stud for Jimmy. But David's had both jokers in his own hand, so he's got no jokers to play here. Cheating wise, I'm not sure if either player has many resolutions in their hand. But you've probably got to think. Neither player's played many cards in this second turn, so probably don't want to cheat if possible. But obviously, you never be too sure with your shootout hands, especially with a low draw and a low stub value. Always very difficult. So legal full house versus cheating 4 of a kind for Jimmy. Could have made that a legal full house. I think perhaps with one other card if you had a 3 or a 7, but Flight of the Lepus, that sends home Angelica and Travis, so Makayo currently a person. Point blank. So yes, that's very clever. He couldn't point blank away Angelica or Travis, both on 2 bullets. So Flight of the Lepus, those 2 home, and then point blank Macayos. So Sister Mary is going to meet the new boss. Jake could oppose this, but unfortunately Jake, because Angelica could join that posse if Jake opposed, and David's probably used most of his shootout actions from the last shootout. Yes, just the Joker in his hand there. But that's going to be unopposed. Perhaps that was an opportunity for Jimmy to oppose that. It would have been 4 stud Sister Mary though, so it would have been difficult. I don't know if Jimmy had any shootout cards in his hand. He would have been in 2 stud and a draw. Obviously, he's not aware of what's in David's hand, so he doesn't know he's down as just a Joker. So on to day 3 we go. Pair of kings for David against 2 pair for Jimmy. So David winning low ball again. That's severely hampering Jimmy here in terms of having any money. He has no money every time he loses low ball because he effectively makes nothing. Holy Roller on to Sister Mary. So she's going to get some plus bullets and reduce the casualties if she can have a fight. So I imagine here we could soon see David move over. Holy Roller not a great one to use with the Arsenal's ability because obviously you have to boot to use it. But it looks like he's got some consecrations there in hand that are going to be very useful for moving over to the Desolation Row home, calling somebody out, and because obviously consecration you don't require to boot, so you can still use the cheating resolution. I think with the combination of Holy Roller, I don't think they combine. So you suffer 3 less casualties, but you still lose by 3 or more ranks. I think with Holy Roller. So I don't think it combines to 6 ranks of. Let's just have a look up Holy Roller while I'm watching this. Not a lot's going on. Jimmy's just having a think. I think here. So unless you lose by 3 or more ranks, yes. So even though you reduce 3 casualties with consecration, you still would then, if you're losing by 4 hand ranks, you still die. Holy Roller won't protect you. So there is the consecration onto Sister Mary, and there's another one. So 2 abilities to use Desolation Row. 3 really with Holy Roller. You could use it to call out, then use Stoker Sabre to unboot it. Sister Mary going into Desolation Row home. I think Sister Mary, no. Unfortunately, the losing of Macao and the Pearl Honey Revolver. So calling out Milt here. Jimmy obviously feels he's got a strong shootout hand. I think there's opportunity here. You could just go home. You could just boot. But with Milt being one of his few influence, he's only got Milt and Jake. Milt is anything. Nightmare at Noon. That's really going to hurt Jimmy because I think they're all 2 bullets or less, so they're all going to become draws. So that is Holy Roller on Sister Mary in case things go wrong. Stoker sabering the Holy Roller to unboot it. Not useful really to use again because you only get +1 bullet. You don't get the second effect. But if this does go a second round, then you can again not worry about unless you're losing by 3 or more hand ranks. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stud for David versus 4 draw for Jimmy. Not looking good for Jimmy here with that Nightmare at Noon. I think took him by surprise. I think it's worth saying here that this was the first tournament I think for many players using No Turning Back and Nightmare at Noon. So people are perhaps unfamiliar with the newest cards, particularly the headlines, and then some of these miracles. So Legal Full House versus a pair of 5s for Jimmy. He's been unlucky there. He's drawn much better, I think, in most low ball hands. But he's got 3 5s and 7 with an off value 4. I think Jimmy maybe just going to have to go do a ruling here or something. But it's 4 hand ranks. So that's 2 aces. I imagine it's going to be Travis and Angelica. Needs to keep his influence, Jimmy here. Sister Mary not going to be a casualty because he has to lose by 3 more hand ranks. I don't think Jimmy's got anything to alter the hand ranks here. It's unlikely in Sloane. So Travis getting aced. And I think it's got to be Angelica. I know Jake is going to snuff it. I imagine though Jake was probably going to get called out next. So Sister Mary, is Sister Mary staying? I'm not sure. Jimmy, no, he's going to go home. And booted. Jimmy, I think, just accidentally put some things in his ace pile, not his discard. That ends the turn for Jimmy. So looking for one control point now, David. He only needs 2 control points with the 1 influence from Milt. And it's, I think, similar to this the game in round 4, my Destination Road deck against Law Dogs. It's Wendy being in the town square is really very difficult to do anything against. You have to leave the Destination Road job for Angelica because she's able to get back. So legal 2 pair there for Jimmy, and I think probably if he redrew the 3, he'd probably get back to a 7 or a 5 and get a full house. So David's through his deck once. There's a joker, so didn't put in a shootout hand, but at the moment he's strongly superior in the hand ranks. No weapons for Jimmy. It would be worth here, I think, even just putting a pearl-handed revolver onto someone who's already stud, just to stop the Stoker's Sabre from giving the 2 bullets to Sister Mary. Yes, I think this Jimmy's just working out what he's aced. He's formed 2 discard piles. And yeah, so the combination of Wendy and Jacqueline, it's 3 stud, although there are saying your eyes. But Wendy just better send someone home. I mean, and in this case, it's always unlikely. So if you leave the job for Angelica, you're not. Angelica's not likely to be sent home. You have to send someone else with Angelica, because anyone you send on their own is going to die. So Consecration's going to call out Milt. I imagine David may have a deed in his hand here that if he can boot Milt, then it will basically force Jimmy to lose the game. He won't have any influence to move. Yeah, so it looks like a surveyor's office there in David's hand. So Jimmy is going to accept. David's going to Holy Roller. He succeeds with that, so he's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 stud against 3 stud of Jimmy. Doesn't matter who he uses the shootout. Yep, so 5 stud versus 3 stud for Jimmy. Sun in your eyes. That could turn things here. So Sister Mary now. So she's now only going to be 3 draw instead. But obviously still has to lose by 3 or more hand ranks to be chosen as a casualty. So Jimmy may here have to just go for the best. So Jimmy's just sorting out his discard pile. He's just about to shuffle it there, but he's realised he's put his ace cards in there. So 2 jokers and Jake and Travis. Macao, I think, was just this. No, Macao should also be aced. Is Point Blank an ace? I thought it was, but I'd have to check. Point Blank, yes, most ace dudes. Yes, I think Macao should be in there as well, but I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. David's using all 3 of his redraw, so looking for something. I imagine here he's just going to try and, if he's got a pair of something, he just wants to try and draw as 3, 4, 5 of a kind. I don't think he minds if he cheats. Even if Sister Mary dies here, he's still in a very strong position. Wendy can call out anyone who's and boot home anyone who tries to boot home Milt if he tries to take control of deed. So then Angelica has to have a fight. So Jimmy needs a strong hand here. I think I'll be tempted to cheat here. I think he needs to win this. Cheating 4 of a kind against a legal full house. It doesn't look like Jimmy's got any cheating resolutions. Because Holy Roller needs to lose by 3 or more ranks. And this Shield of Faith actually would be very useful here, I think, if because that would stop the coach whip, which I think is Jimmy's only cheating. So Angelica getting discarded, and it's not looking very good for Jimmy because so David choosing going home. He doesn't fancy. So Systemair going home. I think that's the right move. No need to risk this. Wendy can boot home Milt from wherever, so if he finds just another deed, it should be game here for David. So Sverzovus, there's the deed. So I think even if Milt boots over, he's still in trouble because Wendy moves over, calls out, and then boots him home. So unless, I think, yeah, he can't even run a Destination Road job because that would get Wendy'd home as well. Yeah, so I think Jimmy's just realising, yep, so that is game. Very well played from David there. I think Jimmy just got unlucky in the shootout. That Nightmare at Noon really cost him. Went from sort of three stud to down to 4 draw, and really there was no turning back from that. The losing of 2 people. Even though he kept Angelica, I think probably had to keep Jake if he wanted to stay around anymore. But it was always on downhill from then. So thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another video from the top 8. I think David's going to feature in that. So thanks for watching and see you soon.